Hello everybody, I am the Dr. 727 or Lego Master JM with FCBravest for another CAD informational video. This is the last CAD informational video that we'll be doing, and that'll be covering the Department of Communications. Now, for the Department of Communications, you're going to want to make sure that you're signed into your CAD system as normal, and then go to your patrol side map. You can click patrol, click the server that you are wanting. For this, I'm going to use the ultimate driving one as an example. We'll eventually have a training server and whatnot for different departments and whatnot, eventually. But at this time, we do not. For the time being, you're going to click the server, then click on the Department of Communications tab, put your identifier for the Department of Communications. For me, it is Delta Delta 01. Then you're going to click confirm, and it'll sign you into your CAD system, your communications tab here. Here, it lists all your necessities that you need. You can create calls, you can create bolos, you can edit any units. There's a little scroll down menu here. Thankfully, one of our units is still signed in, so I can show you how to update units. It's the same for fire and EMS units as well. You have your LEO and DOT units on the left. You have your fire and EMS units on the right. On the left bottom here is your calls. On the bottom right is your active bolos. You also have on your side panel here, besides all your LEO, DOT, fire, EMS calls and bolos, you have your Signal 100, you have your 10.3, you have your database search, you have your stopwatch, you have your Discord link, you have your UD and FCB roadmaps, and you have your Department 10 codes. We will also be adding a functionality for self-dispatchers, or basically activating self-dispatch, which will be a purple button, which will eventually be under the 10.3 there. But essentially, it'll all do the same functionality on the side nav, which is if you press that, it will activate a sound and put a little bracket over here, and it'll notify everybody within the CAD system that there's a Signal 100 going on if you press it. For example, if I press it, it'll activate a Signal 100 in effect. If you press it again, it'll clear it. Anyways, how to update users and whatnot is pretty simplistic. You can essentially mark them anything on the drop-down menu that they have, and so on and so forth. For example, I can change this user to be 10.8, I can change this user to be 10.6, I can change this user to be 10.7. I can also create calls for stuff if it is a PD, an FD, or a DOT call. Basically, PD means for any LEO. For that, you can essentially specify which thing it is. You can enter in a postal here. You can enter in the location, tests. Basically, there's different places here. You can do Odessa Odessa Pike. This is just an example, but you get the kind of idea. It goes, you enter in your postal, and it goes by city, then street. Then you'll want to enter in the call description here. This is a test, and then the primary units there, which for this, we're going to attach 5. We're just going to attach me for right now. And then you can click Generate Call. It'll generate the call down here. It'll automatically pop this up. You can essentially clear call makes it code 4, but it keeps the call there. Archive call gets rid of the call. You can add notes to the call, or you can edit the call. You can also remove units that are attached to the call, and so on and so forth. Essentially mark it red if there's no units on there. You can attach units to the call by adding their unit to the call, and it'll mark them on that call over there, and you can show the status of them, and so on and so forth. It'll keep them yellow, depending on if they're on a call. Anyways, you can then archive the call, and it'll return all the units that are on that call back 10.8, and so on and so forth. You can also create bolos. If it's a person or a vehicle, bolo. Person bolo, last seen location, is still in the old stuff. So, for example, Liberty County Wind Bridge, you'll want to put a postal in the call details, so postal 102 or something like that. Then the call details, this is a test, and then what they're wanted for, and so on and so forth. You'll also want to put, for a person bolo, you'll want to basically get the ID or the description if you can. For a vehicle, you'll want to get the description or the plate. And then just put what they're wanted for example, felony evasion. And then generate the bolo. And it'll mark it on the right-hand side here as a person bolo. Then to get rid of bolos, you just click the red X, and it gets rid of it. Anyways, that's how that works. You can click the stopwatch here, and it'll essentially give you a thing here. You can set a 5-minute timer. You can set a 10-minute timer, and so, or a custom timer here, which goes by hours, minutes, and then seconds. You want to click reset, and then click start, and it'll slowly count down. You can click stop and whatnot, and then click off of it to get out of it. You can search up per people or vehicles, as you would for the LEO departments. For example, just in Galaxy here, you can search that up. Or if you can search a vehicle plate, for example, ZEW, and it'll list all the stuff as normal, and if it has any flags, their priors, etc., etc. You can also change the area of play by clicking on the Change AOP and changing it to city, county, or statewide, depending on what a supervisor tells you. You also have your current time on the far right, and that is designated for your time zone only. You'll also have, depending on if there's a panic button or an incoming 911 call, it'll list it on the side nav down below. 911 calls are first, panic buttons are next. However, if there's no active 911 call, it will not list it there, and it'll skip to just panic buttons if there's any panic buttons, or vice versa, depending on the different situation on the site. But essentially, you can click on those to clear panic buttons, or once the officer has been found, or the firefighter has been found. You can also clear calls once you're done with a call, and basically clear 911 calls when you're done with a call, and have created the call within the CAD system. Anyways, that is really it for the communications department. It's pretty simplistic, but got a lot of stuff within it. Yeah, it's pretty fun to do the Department of Communications and whatnot for Frost County's Bravest. I hope this video was informational. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Is greatly appreciated. If you have any concerns, comments, and whatnot, you can list those down in the comment section below, and we'll respond to them as soon as possible. Oh, I almost forgot. You can also do one thing with units. You can click on them and change their unit number, and you can also change their subdivision. And click confirm, and it'll update that. For example, if this was a K9 unit, I would do that and confirm them, and it updates their subdivision right there. You can also change their unit number. For example, I could change this to 522 if they accidentally did that, and it'll update there, or 524 if that was supposed to be their unit number, and so on and so forth. Anyways, thank you guys again so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section below. We'll respond to them as soon as possible. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoyed the video. But that is really it for this video. I am the Dr. 727 or Lego Master JM with Frost County's Bravest, signing off. Have a wonderful day.